Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spare Bedroom Challenge Show. This is where we get together every week. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. We're coming nice and early today. We know you got family, and you're probably day drinking right now. At least I am. But every week we get together to discuss our guilty pleasure show, MTV's The Challenge. We're on season 36, Double Agents. We come here to discuss what happened this week, go over our fantasy teams, go over our boss, our bitch, and our lulls of the week, and then have a little in memoriam service before talking about next week's show. But before we get into all of that, we start you off, as always, with a quick little rundown of what happened this week.
All right, previously on the challenge, CT and Big T have joined together. They are now Big CT. Before that gets going, Kyle Fessy shows rats out everybody and shows that the secret votes are not that secret. So Kyle rats on everybody else because he was ratted out. Classic Kyle. We get to a challenge where they're throwing people off trucks. People are breaking elbows, breaking arms. We'll get to that later. After that, we don't see the partying, but we see everybody else drunk after. And, pizza and quesadillas lead to fights, lead to a big baby yelling around, stomping around, not being able to do math. It's hilarious. We love it. In the deliberation, Devin is by himself. His partner was ravished in the challenge before, so he just goes on a tear. He calls out a big baby, so the host decides to vote him in. Not before he tries to get Tori and Corey thrown under the bus. It doesn't work out quite as well. So it's up to who's it up to? Casey and
Leroy.
Leroy are the champions, so they throw in again Wes and Natalie. But it's a guy's elimination, and when it comes down to it, one of them's tougher than the other, but it breaks up an elimination, and then another team is broken up, and we'll get to all of that in the show. But that was the recap.
That's the recap, guys. So
wonderful.
Let's dive into the discussion. I know we're going to try and speed this show along. Eric is waiting for rides to go eat his mom's, what'd you call it? Her terrible cooking?
Yeah. No, I actually I don't know if you guys saw my energy level go from just fucking all-time low to just a pretty good mid here, just from that grilled cheese sandwich, man. I'm feeling good now. I also dumped half a Mickey of fucking rum into this fucking eggnog. So
it's noon. We've hit noon.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go deal with my mom's fucking shit ass cooking. So
so we're all getting a buzz on, and speaking of buzz, I felt a little bit of buzz after this crazy episode, you guys. Let's start it off with some discussions. I want to bring one to the table right away that was covered in the recap, is how Fessy decided to tell the group in the least exciting reveal ever that the votes are not secret. 2 weeks of buildup of nobody knowing, and Fessy just feels dumb, gets called a pussy, and then just fucking doesn't. He's just like, well, the votes aren't secret, essentially.
I didn't understand the play or what he was trying to get out of that. If he was just trying to justify throwing in Wes again, or what was going on. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, he did it so nonchalantly. He was just like, by the way, it's not a secret. And then everyone started kind of a little freak. Then they had a little mini freak out, and everyone just kind of carried on with their lives. It was like, well, that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, it was like super anticlimactic for sure.
I know he's a specimen, you guys, but I'm starting to hate Fessy. I think Fessy is just turning into a little bitch. Thoughts?
He's turning into like a Josh 2.0. A little bit.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey.
That's a-
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
That's-
Don't say something. Don't say something you can't
Salt
take
in the
back.
wind.
Okay.
Salt in the wind.
Hot take Reno over here.
He's gonna find you on Instagram and DM you some hurtful shit.
No,
I hope
this-
so. That's how I'm gonna get my views up. More follows.
Yeah.
Get the hate
You're just gonna
follows,
DM you him shirtless dancing, but not saying anything.
which I'm okay too. I'm okay with this one.
The one thing I gotta say about Fess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Are we just talking Fessy right now, or are we talking about Fessy's?
That's
like,
seeing
little,
that reveal, like that opening scene. I just kind of wanted to discuss. So Kyle too, just calling him a pussy to his face, and Fessy not.
Yeah, Kyle's a
reacting.
boss, man. Kyle's my boss ass bitch, and he called him out, and I 100% stand behind Kyle because he did call him a little fucking pussy for not jumping in on that challenge because he would have totally dominated and he would have got his fucking golden skull, but he's a little shrimp dink fucking. I didn't make the NFL. Fucking pussy.
I mean, that's exactly what he sounds like too.
Like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
exact same.
Dane,
Wow,
your
that's
thoughts?
amazing.
Your thoughts,
I didn't make the
Fessy's.
NFL.
Fessy's on your fantasy team. You're a big advocate. He's gonna go far. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah,
thus
I
far?
don't know what his overall plan is or what he was doing. If he had a chat with Anissa, and it was even like, not even the whole house was there. There was like 5 guys, and he revealed it. So I don't even know. I guess probably everybody knows now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because Corey was mad at him later.
Yeah.
I wonder if Anissa was just
Yeah.
in the other room and was just like kind of overheard, and she's like, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
Like,
like
what are you
Like, tell
doing?
everybody that shit.
we had this upper
You
hand.
should have ran this by me first."
Yeah, but you know she
Yeah.
didn't say anything because she's just praying no one steals them because she's not going far on her own anyways. So she'll just
Oh,
bite her
she's
lip
a.
on that.
True.
she's
And
a-
then Killer
she's
Cam
very,
just came in, and she was just like, "What are we talking about? You're on my team now, Kyle. So shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And
Shut your damn
everybody have
mouth.
a good night.
Yo,
Who did
Kill-
Who did Anissa just fucking toss off the side of the fucking bus?
One of the
Oh,
fucking.
We'll get to that.
T.
Was it
Yeah.
Big? Yeah, she just fucking flopped Big T off. Like, boop.
Well, let's
Hilarious.
move on to that discussion. Let's talk about the challenge itself this week. There was some mismatches, some injuries. Eric, start off. Just go over the Anissa mismatch a little bit.
Well, explain the challenge first. What was the
Yeah,
challenge?
Basically, they're on top of like a rig and they were driving down a road, and then whoever threw the other one off the side wins. It was pretty poorly.
There's nets all around the top of
produced,
the
like
truck.
just like not very.
Yeah, they had no.
Yeah, whoever
harnesses
just gets
this
thrown
time.
off into a net on the side. Yeah. Do you want me to just like go off about my thoughts on that challenge, or do you want? Me
Yeah, go off. We'll all go off on our thoughts.
I just got a couple notes here. Adding the fake little screams when they fall off the rig was fucking hilarious. Like, oh, like that, like little like fake like edited screams, which is fucking funny. Liv, my girl, the only girl I got, she got fucked up, and my heart was pounding. I was on the edge of my bed, just naked and just afraid. But she came back, and I thought the CT versus Fessy that got me pretty horny. That was pretty cool. Seemed like just 2 big jamooks go against each other, but it was kind of lame that they just like it got timed out. So I was kind of upset. And also, where the fuck are they? Like,
Iceland.
what are they in Iceland?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we
okay.
didn't
I
know
don't-
that.
I don't-
Nikki, you said that like we all knew that, and
Oh,
all three of us had no idea. I knew it was
Like, oh,
green
you-
and cold. It was very green and cold.
So now
Yeah.
everybody is
So that's
aware
all I-
it is in Iceland.
If Mighty
Oh,
Ducks
and
2
Nicole
taught
got
me
thrown off and
anything,
fucked up.
it's Iceland's green
They're a bunch
and
of dicks.
Greenland's ice.
Yep. Yep.
And they're good at
Got it.
hockey and they're dicks.
Yeah, they're just.
But
bad
yeah,
dudes.
no, I got stuff. And then Nicole got fucked up, but I got stuff to say about that. We'll get into that later. But that's basically it about that challenge. It was pretty. Other than people getting fucked up and CT going and Fessy going against each other, it was pretty whatever.
I'll go quick. I thought the challenge was at least better than last week's. They're
100%.
trying to do this whole.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous season and everything's dangerous, and they're like, for the first time ever, no harnesses. As you get thrown off the back of the truck, you'll die. And it's like, bro, you got like a wall at the back of the truck. Like there's no one. And they also were probably like, hey, if you throw someone off the back of the truck, like we can't show it on TV and they'll die. So don't do it.
Yeah.
So that's murder. So
Yeah, I think some of the performances were pretty good. Natalie was just fucking tossing Nani around like nobody's business. Nani was just withering around
scrapper
on the ground. Yeah, she was scrapping.
Yeah.
She got dominated, but it took a long time to get her off. But I don't think she moved Natalie an inch. She just wiggled out of getting tossed a lot. Other performances, yeah, CT and Fessy smashing bodies was pretty fucking horny for
There
sure.
was just like two like 90-year-old like bears like wrestling over it, like fucking honey thing of honey.
Yeah.
Like,
The conclusion of that wasn't worth it. I was like, oh man, Fessy and CT, and then I watched, and I was just kind of like,
and then
I expected
yeah,
more, but
Yeah, no, that's true.
I think Nicole's a fucking champion for being like, let's just go after her shoulder was clearly dislocated.
No, that was
Yes.
Cam. Fucking Nicole kept being like, "Hey, no, stop!" And Killer Cam was like, "No, like we're in a challenge, and I'm gonna fucking
Like,
throw you
let's
off."
do this.
Yeah, but she fought it through. I don't even think did she get tossed off? I don't think so.
No, they
No,
both
they
timed
timed
out.
Don't. Yeah, I thought that was pretty beast-like.
Yeah.
Dane, let's go into your thoughts on the challenge.
I thought it was a good challenge. There's always one where they're riding on top of a truck, like every year, where they're like jumping from one to another, or throwing people off it or something. I liked. I'm trying to think. Yeah, a couple chicks got fucked up. Liv is. I don't know if she's gonna even come back. They just said they're gonna talk to her the next day, so
Yeah.
she still might not even be in it.
Yeah,
she's still in it, isn't she?
Well,
she was at
no,
the,
they
she was
said-
at, like, the.
she's waiting for results. They don't
Yeah.
know if it's a fracture or not, so she'll find
Yeah,
out
you
on the
gotta wait
next
and see.
episode.
Dane, you mentioned Nelson's little
Nelson
pickup.
Nelson was trying to uptalk himself, saying he could take Leroy, but the editors totally saw the watch him die inside face, where he just like didn't even believe his own
He
words.
was like laughing, and he's just like, fuck. Like, he just
Oh,
instantly just
God.
regretted what he said.
Shit.
And he did get his
And
ass
didn't
kicked.
fucking Leroy just talk? Yeah, Leroy just kicked his ass.
And then
Yeah.
fucking Jay versus Nam. I was just like, oh, Jay, like you may as well just jump off right now,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah, what are you doing? Nam and Lolo? Like, no.
Like, no.
Yeah,
Don't even fuck around with that team.
No.
yeah. Nam and Lolo just beasted the fuck out of that challenge.
They didn't win the challenge.
I was
No.
surprised that they didn't.
But Leroy and Casey dominated and won that thing, which I think it makes sense. That is a strong team. Dane, moving on from the challenge, any thing you wanted to go over as far as the discussions go?
What else happened this episode? I mean, I think the next thing we're getting into is the next part of the episode where we didn't see them going out and partying, but everybody was all dressed up, so you could tell they went out to the bubble and got all fucking drunk, and then they were back home eating food, and that's when CT was getting all aggro about making a quesadilla, and then it started Josh and the big baby going on
it was
a
an omelet.
rampage, and fucking baby needed a bottle, and I think that's what
So
we're gonna get
bad.
into.
Yeah, definitely. I think this will be the bulk of our discussion. It was fucking ridiculous. Dave, if you want to just walk through, or just
Yeah.
discuss it.
It all started with Casey was cooking some food and CT wanted the oven or something, so he was getting kind of aggressive, like, I just want to make my fucking quesadilla. Why'd you have to use my oven? And then you just see Josh in the corner, and he always has to just interject himself, so he comes by. And then CT starts yelling at Josh, and they just start over yelling at each other. And he's like, "Why? I can start yelling too!" And everybody's just like, it's like it keeps like cutting from like one to another, and it's like CT surrounded with like 8 other people, just like laughing, having a good time, and then it just like cuts to Josh like all by himself, like crying and just being like, "Why you gotta do this?" And then that kind of goes nowhere, and CT goes have a smoke, and then Josh like goes outside and he's like, "Why you gotta make my friend cry?" And then
Those
he's like,
lies.
"Oh, Casey's
Instant
crying.
lie.
Casey's crying. I'll go check on her. And he's like, oh yeah, Josh said you were crying. She's like, well, I wasn't crying. I'm a fucking big girl. Like.
And then Josh is like, I never said that.
Like you just did.
Like
I
saying,
just said she was
he's
upset.
literally inside crying. Like, does he?
Pulling
Is he
her
that
eyes out
fucking
right now.
stupid?
Go ahead.
And then that was part 1, and then it leads to part 2, where my boy Devin, who always just loves being a shit talker, now that he doesn't have a partner, he
love
was
it.
like, I'm alone, so I may as well just blow this shit up. So he just starts yelling at him, asking him to fucking what 8 times 9 is over and over again.
Well, he started it all with they finally defused the situation.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then for no reason he just goes, Big Brother sucks.
Yeah.
Which was
Yes.
awesome. Like
So
the
good.
ultimate shit disturber move.
Yep.
Before we move into the Devin part too much, Dane,
Yep.
I'm sure that we should have some words about the CT argument. Let's start with CT's #1 fan.
Yep.
Let's start with Eric. What did you think of that whole argument, Eric?
Josh is such a fucking mook, man. Like, he had no business being in that fight. Like, he just was like stumbled in, like, oh, what's going on here? And then just like saw what's going on. He's like, she's literally inside crying. And CT's like, oh, okay. So he goes inside, tries to make amends, and she's like, and then he's like, oh, you weren't crying? He's like, why'd you say she was crying? She's like, I didn't say she was crying. And then it cuts to her, like, him saying, literally saying, she's inside literally crying right now. And she's like, okay. And then it was just a fight out of nothing. Like, Josh is like, I don't know if like the producers like slipped him like a 20, like, hey, go start some drama today, you know? You haven't really been doing much. Go fuck with CT a bit. He's like, oh, $20, okay. And then goes and starts fucking starting this big fight. And then CT's just like sitting there like, what's going on even? And then he's just like, you know what, fuck you. Like, I don't care, you're a big stupid retard. And then he's just like kind of in the corner, like just crying to himself. And then Devin jumps in and says, Big Brother sucks, which I didn't really appreciate because I love Big Brother, but I loved what it led to. I mean, but I loved what it led to because that caused some serious Josh aggression, which I always enjoy because he's just such a big stupid goof, and he always starts crying. I love when he starts crying. Man.
Josh.
So good. So
Josh's
good.
salty tears. It's my team name for a reason. Nikki, your thoughts on part 1 of Josh's big night, we'll call it.
Oh my goodness. Like I literally laughed the whole time. And then towards the end too, like obviously like with Devin as well, like just yelling at him, like, you can eat my ass. Like eat my ass, Josh. And just like everything that he fucking said was perfect. And then at the end when Josh is like, Casey's trying to like calm him down and he's like, ooh, like this gorilla sounding. Yeah, and then damages the wall. Like, bro, you need to chill. But also I find like that's Big Brother mentality though. Like that's Big Brother drama, just getting mad over something, nothing. You literally got mad because of pizza in an oven. A quesadilla is how it started.
So Nikki,
that's all it takes, eh?
Nikki skips it ahead to part 2, so we'll just go over part 2 quick. Is after the CT drama calms down. By the way, good editing the challenge last week because we thought there was going to be something real, and the main fight was honestly Devin and Josh. It wasn't CT and Josh, but they had to throw CT up there. So good editing.
Fuckers, eh?
But then Devin is a fantastic antagonist, and he drops a shit disturbing Big Brother sucks just to get Josh riled up. Works like a charm. Josh starts freaking out and following him, threatening. But when Devin like has that mentality where he's like, I'm gonna just go until they go too far, just like he did with Johnny Bananas, where he got Johnny Bananas so frustrated Johnny commented on his dead dad. That's why
I drafted him.
This time he has some of the best moments in the show with the eat my ass. But my favorite was him consistently saying, what's 8 times 9? Josh, what's 8 times 9? Which just infuriated Josh.
Like,
because he didn't know.
He's like smacking the back of his head.
Yeah. He counted
I don't know multiplication yet.
He counted his fingers and toes. He was like 17. It's like, no, that's 8 plus 9, Josh. I think
Josh, come on, you got this.
I think Josh's salty tears are one of the highlights. I think he's the funnest guy to make fun of, like the funnest guy to hate.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Like he's so hateable.
The internet doesn't let it go either. If you follow like the the challenge like on Instagram, like the comments are just always ragging on Josh. Like everyone fucking hates Josh. Like, Josh is such a fucking joke, man. He's like the biggest loser.
So true.
I picture him. He's like always like, I'm doing this for my family, my like big fucking Dominican family or whatever. And then it's just like, if you see his family, he's like, he goes home at the holidays. He's like, did you guys see me on TV? And they're like, yeah, Josh, we saw you, buddy.
You're a big boy.
Good for you. You're a big boy now.
And then they pull out a ball. They're like, see the ball? See the ball? Go get the ball. Go get the ball. Just like,
Anything else not involving the people eliminated we want to talk about before we go to fantasy quick here? Overall thoughts on this week's episode?
I saw that next week is gonna be a Hall Brawl, which looks fucking dope. But other than that, just Leroy's a bitch. I got stuff to say about Weston and Nicole. Devin's a fucking snake in the grass.
Yeah.
The final challenge was, a good challenge. Devin showed out. He's on my team, so I know I got the points there. I knew he probably wasn't going to take Natalie. I knew he was going to infiltrate somebody. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I was a little surprised by his choice because I don't think it made as big of an impact as he was looking for.
The fact that he... Oh, sorry, were you guys talking about Tori?
Yeah, the fact that he took Tori.
Oh, yeah.
I think he gets a strong competitor and he does shake things up in the sense that he is going after Corey and Tori, so he takes Tori instead. But then he gives Corey Natalie, which is helpful for Corey, if anything. And he needs Tori in. So I thought that was a weird play because I thought the play, he was like, fuck you, Leroy. Motherfucker should have taken Cam. He should have taken Cam and been like, fuck you, Leroy, and had Cam.
He knows Cam's too much, even for him. Devin can toe off with a lot of people, but he doesn't want to toe off against that. He can handle Tori.
Oh, that's fair.
I thought that was the best fucking movie could have made, man. Because him and Tori just hate each other, and he just looks up. He's like, "I'm taking you, Tori," and that just broke her. And he's just like, "Fuck yeah!" He just knows that's just a snaky, shitty thing to do to her, and he just loves it. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking use this to my advantage. I'm still here. I got my gold skull." He's gonna cause a bunch of bullshit this season. I know it because he's such a little asshole.
I think both plays would have been really good. I think the play that he made was a really good play. But yes, Ryan, you're right too. It's you just gave Corey got Natalie, so that's definitely a win. But I also agree too. It's he probably should have got Cam, because then it's that fuck you to Leroy. But then again too, like you said, I don't think Devin would want to handle spending that time with Cam. So overall, I think he made a good decision for his game.
Yeah, I agree that it was a good decision in what Eric said, where he's like, I'm a Tori so upset right now. An asshole move, I think was a great decision. I just don't see how putting Tori on his team helps him get farther.
Because she was against him, but now she has to fight for him, basically. Until she's not on his team or has a chance to get her gold skull, at least.
I agree.
Yeah,
and Tori's on my
this
team.
Season's Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was saying I agree, and Tori's on my team. I want Tori to go far. I just don't feel like Tori has a huge impact on decision making right now. Personally, I just don't. She hasn't put herself in the spot where she's flying under the radar right now, and I think Devin still has a huge target on his back, gold skull or not. I think that's going to be a gold skull they target to steal moving forward, and even in the next week's preview, someone says to him you think just because you have that, you're safe. I think he still has a huge target. Go ahead, Eric, though.
I can't remember what I was going to say. But I was just going to say, is it me, or does this seem like the season not seem very lively or fun or sexy? It's just a bunch of fat old vets just getting vengeance on each other, and not enough rookie slutty shenanigans, and not enough hookups and stuff.
Rookies.
Yeah, they showed Nom and Lolo almost. They almost kissed one night. They almost kissed. Earlier seasons, they're 69 on the first night. They're drunk, they're slutty. This season's just a bunch of fat old oh, what's up? I fucking don't like you. I'm gonna come for you. I'm coming.
Maybe it's
for you
COVID
someday.
too. They're not supposed to hook up or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. I didn't think of that.
But they also quarantined, they quarantined 14 days before they went on the show. And I think actually one of them actually got it beforehand, or they had testing or whatever the case was. So, and they're just stuck in that house. So I think like
half of
they're all
them have
okay.
herpes, so I mean, what do they
Yeah,
really
so
care
it's
about?
like probably
Yeah,
rather
Donnie
get
gave
COVID,
herpes
but-
to everyone.
Yeah, and it's still six people per room, so I don't know how much quarantining you're doing.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
They
Yeah.
keep doing
But
this
I think
about
it's just-
when it comes to rookies, though. They keep doing this where we'll like, it cuts to somebody else being like, these rookies are tough. Like it will cut to Big T saying these rookies are something else. They're fierce. And then like last episode, it was like Nelson like, these rookies got a lot of bite in them. It's like, well, fucking
Yeah.
show the rookies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
who these guys are.
exactly.
Quit
Yeah,
showing
does
me
the-
vets talking about the rookies.
One person to shout out, Leo Rush held his own against Darrell. And
What did he say? He's like,
did.
he got me with some sort of sonic move. I was like, what does
Yeah.
that even mean? Like, what does that mean?
yeah. No,
Get
let's
over
skip
yourself.
West. Let's go to the fantasy results, you guys. So let
Oh
me just
Lord.
Yeah,
Let me
let's
just
power
pull
through this.
things up. So, in 6th place after week 3, let's shit on him because he's missed every episode and he's been last every time. The Undereat Dogs with 168 points.
Oof, that's rough.
Brock is still in dead last. He made up some ground on the 4th place person, but his high score is still Big T with 60 total points after 3 weeks. So everyone knows Kyle and Devin have had more than 60 points in 1 week. So that says something about where his team's at right now. And really, he's got Nam, and he's got Leo, and he's got Corey, and he's got Big T. Your team sucks, Brock. You're in last. Anyone
Yeah.
want to shit on Brock for not being here?
You know,
No,
I hope your
Brock
Christmas is
Substantial
good.
Need to,
This is what you get for not being on any episode
yeah,
so
that's
far,
what you get
except
for,
the first. That's what you get.
Yeah, Chris and Brock, their team.
I
hope
suck
you
have
because
a
they
Merry
suck. They don't know how to do a
Christmas
fantasy.
A Happy New Year.
Yeah. Have a great
Yes,
holiday.
Brock. Also
Dane-
have a fantastic holiday.
Dane takes the high road. So coming
fuck
in
off.
second last, in 5th place, I know that you mentioned Stanchel already as not being here, but it's not Stanchel. It was a guys' elimination week. Who do we think is in second last? Nikki's Angels with 180
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Nikki, your leading scorers are you have 180 points, you're averaging 60 points a week. Your leading scorer, Killicam, got you some drama points this week. She's at 70. Teresa, everyone else is separated by 1. Teresa, Amber B, Amber M, and Nani, 29, 28, 27, 26.
Jesus.
Now, I want to start the shit talking on Nikki because I've been proven right 2 weeks in a row. An all-girl team is backfiring. How you feeling about your team right now, Nikki?
Oh my God. It's like getting slapped in the face. Like I feel like I haven't seen any of them. Like honestly, like I feel like Killer Cam's the only one I've seen. I forgot most of my team. I was like watching today's episode and I'm like, who's on my freaking team? Are they even still on this show? So yeah, man. But you know what? It's only episode 3. Like this guy could be the comeback kid. You really don't know.
Well, I think you'll take a jump next week when it's definitely going to be a girls' elimination for sure. So why don't we go? Why don't we go to 4th place? He's been 4th place all year. Fourth place in the standings. 4th place in your hearts. It's Chris Stanchel with Gabby's Sweet Strange.
Always gets a laugh.
Now, Chris has 189 points. He's 9 points ahead of Nikki. But Chris is officially fucked, guys. Chris's leading scorer with 49 points. Nicole Zanata, she gone. You got Gabby, who's not going to a final, no chance with 42. Daryl at 29, and Wes eliminated at 29. Chris loses his 2 best players. I guess Darrell, maybe Darrell's better than Wes, but Chris loses the bulk of his team. Now he has to rely on old Darrell and 2 rookies.
He's a sinking ship.
He's a sinking ship.
Yeah.
He's a sinking ship. I think Nikki will pass him
His
next
life is just crumbling.
Yeah. Yeah, next week, girls elimination, and he's only got Gabby left for the girls, too. All right, this is where it gets interesting, though, guys. The difference between first place and third place is 9 points.
Oof.
Between first and third is only 9 points. Coming in third this week, CT and the Jets at 288 points. Your leading scorer is Kyle with 107. Kyle is actually leading all of fantasy scoring after 3 weeks with 107 points.
MVP.
Ooh.
MVP after 3 weeks is Kyle.
Boy.
Leroy at 58, CT with 55, Liv with 42. You got a nice boost in drama points with her this week with the injury. And then Jay at 26 points. Your thoughts on where you're currently standing, Eric, at 288 points. You're only 9 points out of first place.
I'm gonna bloom next week. I think. I feel like one of my guys is due for just a big fuck up or a big shit show. So. Like, we'll see. I like Kyle's. Kyle's always wearing that stupid turtleneck, and I just want to punch him in his big, beautiful mouth. But goddamn, is he just a beautiful bastard? His big, fake white teeth, or.
Kyle has been the MVP so far. Now moving.
I like Kyle.
Now moving into second place. Also, I want to note the spare bedroom boys are 1, 2, 3.
Obviously.
All within 9 points of each other. 1, 2, 3 on these. In second place, did we have a switch in the leaderboard?
No.
Yes, we did. Josh's Salty Peanuts in second place with 293 points. I lose my first place stranglehold this week, and I was watching the episode, and I felt like I was going to, because honestly, I just didn't see. Besides, like, my top point getter by far this week was Josh, who hit the hard drama for me. Josh threw down 30 drama points this week. So that was nice to see for me, but we didn't see Anissa.
Back.
Tori got me a few drama points. I'm in second now, Eric, if you missed it.
So Dane's in first?
Dane's
what
in
a
first.
Christmas
So,
sack of bullshit.
So Josh had a big... Anissa's still my leading scorer with 91. She's third place overall out of everyone. Natalie with 67, Josh with 59, Tori with 50, and Nelson with 26. Haven't seen much Nelson yet this year. I'm hoping that he has a drama where he punches someone, because that's really where I feel he can only get me points at this point. But I lost first, and I saw it coming, because our first place, the Pin Pals, at 297 points, up by 4 points on me. And it was because of Devin, and solely because of Devin this week. Devin has the highest single week total on the year. Devin scores 75 points this week. Oof. 75 points this week for Devin. Fessy is in second on his team with 93. Casey with 56. Lola was 36. Joseph, RIP, is still at 11, and that won't grow. Dane, you take over first by 4 points. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
The Pin Pals number 1. You can do it, Devin. You can do it, Devin. Make Josh cry. It is TV heaven. All right? That's my chant for the Pin Pals this week.
Bro, I'm fine with that for the drama points. Josh can cry every week.
I like to, just like Devin tried to walk away, and it just like cut to him, and he's just like limply like smoking a cigarette, just being like, "What's 8 times 9, man?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then he
fucking make a freaking 250-pound Jamook cry just by standing there with smoke. Like, what a boss!
He took out somebody I hate as well, Wes, which was fantastic. So I got the extra points there. I knew he came out huge. Everybody was mocking when I picked him, but I knew he's good for something.
I like Devin. I do. So that's our fantasy update. So let's get into the awards. Boss of the week. I have an order written down this week, so I actually put people in an order. So we're going to start off with Nikki for boss. Who was your boss of the week, Nikki?
Honestly, my boss of the week, well, it was a little bit of a team because they were like a team at the beginning. Obviously, Nicole went home. So my biggest boss was Devin altogether. I just feel like how he was just pushing the buttons with Josh getting under his skin. He went to the challenge. He crushed it. Like, literally went through and was like, screw it. I know they're going to toss me in. I'm going to do it. And I just think overall he was my biggest boss of the week. So Devin's my vote.
I agree. Eric, who was your boss of the week?
Can we pick the same person?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Kyle clean sweep last week. I feel like we have clean sweep coming on this week, but I wanted to.
Yeah, Devin was a boss. Like, he's such a little shit. Like, he's just like the little sibling that just like you can't hit, but like he'll sit there like, hit me, come hit me. Like, he's just like a little prick. Like, if you smack him, you're gonna get in trouble, so you don't do it. But you just love to just fuck. Oh, you piece of shit. And then like, but he's just like a smug little bastard. Like, just what's 2 times 9? 2 times 9. Like, you just. Just a simple little thing like that could just like cause such distress for such a giant human sack of shit, you know?
Yeah, no, that's
it's
fair.
Awesome.
I am also going to.
And also, like, I like that he stole. He stole Tori, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm also going to agree. I think this was the Devin episode. He single-handedly this week put up 1/4 of Dane's 3-week total in points. With just a solid performance all around. We already knew he was the shit disturber, but he went into a challenge and got his gold skull too, and that's what bosses do. And that's why we voted Kyle last week. How could we not vote Devin? And to make it a clean sweep, I wanted to end on the guy who has him on his squad. Your boss of the week, Dane.
I knew when he had the very first confessional, and it was like, me and Nicole, we're a great team. We're yin and yang. We're going to work really great. I was like, I know either something terrible is going to happen or something great. And it was a little bit of both. But we came out on top.
Our boss of the week is Devin. So we keep track of these. After 3 weeks, we have Nisha with 1 boss of the week. We also have Kyle with a boss of the week. And now Devin makes our boss of the week leaderboard. Eric, we're going to start with you on bitch of the week. I have a feeling we have another clean sweep coming. Eric, who was the bitch of the week?
I'm probably going to take a left turn here because I know who you guys are going to pick, but I'm going to pick Nicole because, like, it sucks that it obviously wasn't her fault that she left, but this episode was so good for me because I hate Wes and I hate Nicole. Like, Nicole is the most illiterate bitch. Like, you can't understand what she says. Like, she goes like full Fatal Attraction, like swim fan on one other contestant on the show. Like, each season, like, where the person can't even like shower without Nicole. Like, where is she? And like, she just gets creepy and like falls in love. Like, I love her so much. We're gonna move in together after the show. Like, I love her. Like, oh my god. And then they figure out that this girl's, they're like, no, okay, like, you were like, I'm a little fling. Like, I hate you. Like, get out of here, kind of thing. And then she's like, oh my god, I'm ruined. I'm so ruined. And then.
She doesn't have a list. She should have lost an accent.
Yeah, she's just...
Whatever. She still talks like a fucking... She talks like someone smacked her on the back of the head a lot when she was a baby. So I hate her, and I'm so glad she's gone. And she only comes around every 5 seasons or so, so I don't have to see her again for another couple of years, which is good.
So that was a left field because I was going to say the one I thought would clean sweep. Josh's salty tears were on full display this week. He had multiple emotional breakdowns. He got into an argument over quesadillas that he wasn't even in the room for. He got caught lying immediately. Like, I've never seen someone get caught in a lie in 10 seconds before.
That fast.
Like, that was the fastest I've ever seen someone get caught and defend him.
Up to the fucking most simple guy on the show.
Okay, I didn't say she was crying. I said I was crying.
Yeah, I said. Josh is my vote. Dane, who's your vote? Bitch of the week.
Yeah, it's the big baby. It's fucking the big buffoon. Baby Huey. Fucking punching walls, throwing furniture. Fucking.
Oh yeah, the wall punches, the tough guy thing.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the drama points.
Yeah, he's a little bitch, and I enjoy laughing at it.
Yeah.
And Nikki, bitch of the week.
Well, first off, I wanted to do a little nomination for my entire team being the bitch of the week.
Oh, sure. Shots fired.
So now, that's my little nomination there because I was embarrassed. I was like, come on, team. Come on, ladies.
Only you can say that about your team, too.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, do something, guys. I picked you for a reason.
It's like poking a dead dog and telling it to do backflip. You know, that's what it makes your team.
Yeah, it's like an old crippling dog. But no, obviously the winner for me is Josh. Little old Josh. He just has this
The biggest loser.
ego. Just this ego, and I'm like, my favorite is when guys get to the point that they have to show their toughness by like punching a wall. Like, good for you. I hope your hand hurts and it's gonna fuck you up for the next challenge. You just had to prove your manliness. Go home, Josh.
So Josh is our bitch of the week.
Thing to do.
So keeping track, week 1, our bitch of the week was Joseph, R.I.P. Yagan. Week 2, Fessy was our bitch of the week, and now Josh. Hey, it took him 3 weeks to join the board, guys. That's pretty good for him. Pretty good for him. Week 3.
I knew he was going to be up there at some point.
Multiple times.
And last but not least, my personal favorite award, the lull of the night. We will start with you, Dane. What was your lull moment of the evening?
It was the only moment that made me laugh out loud, because I do enjoy when editors can make me laugh out loud. And it was when Nelson said he could take on Leroy, and then the cameraman just totally sees that Nelson has no belief in his own words and is about to regret life immediately. And if you see it, it's hilarious.
It's super funny. It reminded me of like those old like Much Music cuts where it's like, that? What was that like dating show where they like met them for like they did like a 1 hour date and like the clock went down. Eliminate.
Yes.
reminded me of an Eliminate cut. Reminded me of that. I'll go next. My lull of the night nomination was Devin yelling 8 times 9. Josh, what's 8 times 9 over and over again? Infuriating me.
He didn't once answer it.
No, that's the best part. He didn't once answer.
Yeah. Because there is something so funny to me about someone antagonizing someone with such a petty like math question who's already in a huge state. Yeah, Dane?
I just picture like the security guard that's like holding him back. He's like whispering in his ears. He's like, "It's 72, man. Just say it, man. Like it's 72."
Bro. Yeah. Answer it and he'll stop saying that. But 100% that whole sequence. But if I had to pick a specific clip, it was the 4 to 5 times that he yelled, "What's 7 times 9?" while half smoking like a limp cigarette. Like,
That's the best part.
Is my lull of the night. Eric, what was your lull of the night?
Probably the funniest, the part that made me laugh the most was Wes just getting eliminated by Devin, because that was hilarious. Because that was like miniature Wes eliminating Big Wes. You know what I mean?
It was.
It's like like a little miniature version of Wes, just like running up and just beating up Big Wes, and then Wes having this like big stupid, dumb like speeches he left that made no sense. Like, don't lie in this game. Like, that's all you fucking do, buddy. That's all you ever do is just lie and weasel your way through all these little groups. Like, what are you talking about? So that was my like that made I didn't like laugh out loud, but I was like deep down, this is the best thing that's happened to me in a while. This is Wes getting eliminated on week 3 of the challenge. Awesome.
And last but not least, Nikki, if yours is different, we'll have to vote on them and pick one. But what was your lull of the night, Nikki?
Mine had to be every time Nicole and Devin were on camera, just especially Devin. I just feel like everything he said this week cracked me up. Like, he had a lot of good ones. Like, before they did the challenge, like him and Nicole talking together, like his persona was just so good. Telling everyone to eat his ass cracked me up. And then he had just cracked me up. And then with like Nicole too, where he's like talking in the room, he's like, we're like yin and yang. He's like, I just can't understand her. Like, back to
I'm English and whatever she speaks.
Yeah, I'm English and whatever she speaks. And then, of course, like the fighting with Josh and just antagonizing him and poking the bear. So, like, just all in all, Devin. Devin's my vote for my lull.
So that can combine with Kooks'.
Yes, so that will combine.
Let's go Devin was the lull of the week.
Devin with the lull of the week. So, after 3 weeks, our week 1 lull of the week was Wes getting hit in the face with a shoe. Our week 2 was Devin doesn't understand Nicole. And our week 3 is Devin.
Just Devin in general.
Devin in general. Fighting with Josh.
Devin, funny guy.
That one. Devin is a funny guy, and that's why he's number 2 for total points altogether. So those are the awards, which brings us to my favorite segment, and we're going to have to do 2 rounds. One at a time, I will ask you. We're going to do our in memoriam, so I'm going to cue the in memoriam Amazing Grace music. We'll let that play, and we're going to start off with Nicole. I'm going to let Nikki start off with 30 seconds of in memoriam to Nicole.
The girl from Boston that we couldn't understand. It was a short time, but I will give her props of still trying to pull through, even though she dislocated her shoulder. But honestly, sucks to suck. It sucks to leave that way, but who knows? Maybe there'll be a twist. Maybe she'll come back. But for now, ta-ta for now. Bye, Nicole.
Goodbye, Nicole. I'll go ahead and go second on this one. Nicole, you are just there when you're on the show. You're just a girl we can't understand. You're a very competitive person. And like Eric had mentioned earlier, you usually have time for a little love affair. But we didn't get to see any of you this year, honestly. Thanks for bringing us one very funny laugh. And thanks for fighting through one separated shoulder. It's nice to see you go, because you just didn't bring a lot at the start of this show. Dane, anything to say to Nicole?
To female Andy Dick, I hope your arm gets fixed. I'm sorry you couldn't use it to finger some girl, and maybe next year, bud.
And I saved this one for you at the end, Eric. Go ahead and just give us 30 seconds on Nicole passing on to season 37 or 38 or 39. Who knows when we see her again.
I hope I don't see her ever again. I know you get paid like at least like $100 and some a day being on the show. Please use this money to go put it towards speech therapy, you fucking illiterate bitch. And I'm so glad you didn't taint some poor girl this season by falling in love with her, and then like going full like Glenn Close on Fatal Attraction and like killing her animals and just being creepy. So I'm just glad to see you gone, you stupid mook.
That's why I saved him for last, because of his deep hatred. But moving on,
so good.
I am going to go first on this one because I'm the only one who's going to disagree with the sentiment. We also lost Wes. Wes, I feel like you were betrayed. I feel like you are unfairly hated on by the rest of my group, who all love Devin, who does the same shit. Devin just copies what you do. I feel like you were betrayed by Leroy and he's a little bitch. Maybe this will humble you a bit and you won't start talking about your master plans so early, because everyone watches the show, man, and you're going to have to adapt moving forward. I appreciate what you've done in the past, but you got to pull a Johnny Bananas and adapt your personality, be a CT and adapt your personality, try and get a little more in the back, a little more humble, and then make your master plans. Not from week one, because that's what gets you in trouble. I think you're a great player. And I look forward to seeing you on season. I think you'll take a 1-season break because you're pretty butthurt. I look forward to seeing you on season 38. Nikki, what would you like to say to Wes?
Wes, my gingerly friend. I didn't get to spend too much time with ya, but I definitely heard about you. And yeah, for me, it's shitty that you went home so early, but at the same time, like Ryan said, don't be flashing your plans out so early. Everyone knows your game. Maybe take it a little bit easier next time, and maybe things will work out a little bit better for you. And you've already won twice. Take your winnings. Go have some fun. And like Ryan said, we'll see you on season 38.
Eric, I'm going to let you go before I let Dane finish Wes off, because I know you both hate him equally with a passion. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I just hate your stupid voice. I hate your dumb, freckly face. I'm glad you're gone. I mean, yeah, you're pretty decent at this game, but yeah, you just lay your cards out on the table too early. You build too many enemies, and you just fucking hate your fucking face, man. See ya.
Fair enough. And Dane?
I drew a little picture of his face too when I was listening to you guys.
That's good. That's good.
It's a good one. And Dane, last but not least, say your goodbyes to Wes.
Wes, you were a shining star. By that I mean your pale ginger body reflected the sun in a way that it blinded people. I'm so glad I don't have to hear your arrogant voice talk yourself up for this season. I hope you trip and fall in a puddle on your way to the airplane. I hope it's raining. I hope minuscule bad things on you. Nothing really bad, but I just hope one little thing goes bad for you every day.
And with that, a bunch of slight annoyances in his future, we say goodbye to both Nicole and Wes. We move on. That was season 36, episode 3. Now it's time for episode 4. So I said we were going to start tracking them. We all made guarantees last week. Every single one of us was wrong. We didn't get any of them right, so we won't rehash those. I'll say I was the most wrong because not only did Wes get put in, he also went home. I'll say I was the most wrong on my guarantee, and then I'll follow that by saying Eric was the next most wrong because Eric guaranteed that Josh's salty tears were going to find himself down in the pit, and he wasn't even thought of for one. But we're going to do this since we got like a little confused last week. Either one or the other, something you're excited to see or a guarantee. I prefer the guarantees because we can call them out, but we're going to start with Dane. Next week's episode, thought?
I guarantee you that there's a hookup next episode.
Nice. That's a solid guarantee.
Yep.
I'm going to write these down because I had to rewatch.
It's time to get into the drama. It's time to get into the fucking around, the fingering. Time to get some fingers
Finger
wet in the
fucking.
show.
Time to get some finger fucking in the show. Eric, your guarantee for next week.
I think someone's gonna get their comeuppance. I'm not gonna say who, but someone will get their comeuppance.
Eric hedges his bets. I hope no one gets a comeuppance.
I hope everyone just I hope it's just a clean episode and everyone just says,
Yeah.
but I know someone's gonna get their comeuppance.
Nikki, your guarantee.
My guarantee is TJ is still going to be looking fly as fuck. My
You
guarantee.
guys are soft with your guarantees this week.
I love TJ.
I will take
Sexy
a
man.
actual chance, just like Dane kind of did, but I'll take a big stab again. I'm saying next week a rookie's going home. Next week a rookie is going home on the show. That is my guarantee. One of
nice
those
one.
girls is fucking gone.
I can see it.
One of them, probably one on Nikki's team.
Just my luck. Yeah.
So that's my guarantee. And with that, it is Christmas Eve. We should probably spend some time with our families, even though we like.
Yeah, I gotta go. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
we
spend time with the
prefer.
child.
Hey guys, I was wrapping it up before you both fucking started talking. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. Tune in next week. We're gonna talk some more. We're gonna talk some more next week about the challenge. We all got to go spend time with our families. We prefer being with you. Well, we prefer being with us, but the rest of you, check us out on Instagram. We got reaction videos out on YouTube now. We got skits on YouTube. We got our old episodes on YouTube. We have a bunch of Christmas episodes from the Spare Bedroom on YouTube right now. You got lots of time to kill. It's quarantine Christmas. Go watch some fun Christmas debates that we've been putting out. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. Anything else you guys wanted to add before we get out of here, guys?
Before I go, I'm Crooked Cut. You can follow me on @Crooked Cut or at the Spare Bedroom as well. I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Nice. Nikki?
Yep.
You can also follow me at NikkiRay7 on Instagram. And also, yes, follow these boys. Follow them. Follow the Spare Bedroom. Go on YouTube. Go on Instagram. Do it on Twitch. After you're done this, if you're not already subscribing, please do so because it's hilarious content and it's the best content. And I hope everyone has a Merry fucking Christmas and an even better New Year.
That's our hype girl. Eric, anything to add?
No, have a good Christmas. Get drunk open some presents. Hopefully they're not shit. I know mine are gonna be, but hope you guys have a good Christmas.
And that's at Eric Lakes Milk if you want to follow him on your personal. And me, follow at Kook Diggity, but really follow at the.spare.bedroom on Instagram. And you can search us on youtube.com/thesparebedroom or twitch.tv/thesparebedroom. But other than that, have a Merry Christmas, guys. Get nice and drunk, and we'll see you next week. Get the fuck out of our room. Bye.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.